How'd you get connected with some of the people on Black Panther to begin with?
I went to college with Winston.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. So like, and funny enough, it wasn't like we were best friends in college, like hanging out together every day. We met one summer. He was really cool, smart, interesting dude. We just like had a lot of things in common. And then, social media. Like he went on to go to grad school. I went on to like travel and move and work. And we just stayed in touch via social. And then he would come into town. And every time he came into town, like we would meet up. And when we would meet up, we would just hang out, kick it. And I never forget, he was on a press run for this Netflix movie he did with Mark Wahlberg called Spencer Confidential.
Oh yeah.
And he came into town and he was like, yo, all right, boom. So start filming, Black Panther 2, boo. Like, what do you need to do to like make this happen? And I was like, I need that, and I'm your guy. And he was like, bet. And then I kid you not, like a month later, COVID hit.
Oh.
And I was like, okay.
Damn.
And then to his credit, he knew that it was important for him to continue training. Like I didn't have to go find him. He reached out to me and said, hey, I want to make sure that I'm doing what I need to do and exercising like in the crib, in my garage. Like I'll buy weights, I'll get a treadmill, I'll do all the things, but like I don't want to wait till 22 or whenever this stuff gets lifted to start like getting in shape. So that's what we did. We were training virtually on FaceTime and on Zoom, just like getting after it. Like, and we did that for almost a year.
Really?
And then come the summer of 22, I never forget, I moved into a new place in July, like July 1st. I'm lying. I moved into because July 1st of 2022 was like a weekday. The 4th of July was like a Saturday or a Sunday, one of the two. I never forget that I moved July 3rd. Celebrate the 4th of July, still moving some stuff in because, like when you got a lot of stuff, it's probably going to be a 2-day thing.
Right.
The 5th, I was on a plane. So like I packed my stuff up, put it all down, and was like, peace. I was in Atlanta. I was living out of a hotel room.
That's sick.
I was in Atlanta for like 4 or 5 months. Like,
That's where they're filming everything?
Yeah. Tyler Perry Studios down in Atlanta.
Okay.
I never forget, like, it was, and I had like this, like, well, I still live there now, but I had like this nice place, really tall windows. I'm in Harlem, and I'm like, I'm packing these bags. Like, I got a couch, no bed. Fuck it. I'm going to Atlanta, sleeping in bed. I'll figure it out when I get back. And it worked.
Dang.
It worked. I was down there. I met some really, really dope, amazing, cool people. In fact, there are people who I met on set during that who are like my friends now. Like when I go to LA after this, like when we're done recording, I catch a flight to LA. I'm teaching a class tonight, actually.
Oh shit.
And after I teach this class, I'm running the LA Marathon this weekend. And people who I met, who are now like based in LA, but I met them in Atlanta during Black Panther 2, who've all like grown and their careers have progressed similar to mine. Like we're all like best friends.
Dude, that's sick.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Damn. Did you get to meet, who was the dude that passed away?
Chadwick.
So
he passed before they started production.
Okay. Because he's not in part 2,
Yeah,
right?
no, he's not.
Okay.
He's not. Well, he is, but not like him. Like it's like
CGI or something.
Nah, it's like just like old footage of like the previous movie, like these like memories and like flashback shots and like scenes, but like he's actually not in the movie, no.
Okay. I haven't seen the second one yet. The first one was so good.
Oh, you got it. The second one is better.
Really?
Second one's bro. Second one's good.
Okay. The first one was good.
Nah, the second one is good.
Okay.
Like, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little biased, but when you see Winston, like he was big in the first one, he's jacked in the second one.
Well, I mean,
like, he's like,
thanks to you.
I mean, somebody had to do it. You know what I mean? Somebody had to do it.
That's dope, dude.
I had a blast. And not to mention, it's like, that's like there was a lot of awareness around the movie. 1, because it's Black Panther 2. 2, because of Chadwick's passing.
Yeah.
And then 3, it's a fucking Marvel movie, bro. So to be able to say you trained someone who is, has a very prominent role in one of the biggest movies of like a moment, it's a big deal.
That's
it's
so
a big
cool.
deal. I had a blast, man. I kid you not, there are like, you just never like unexperienced that. Like I've been a part of some cool things. I've been some cool places. I've done some cool stuff in my life. That was like top tier.
Yeah.
As good as it gets.
Yeah, that's such a cool experience.
Yeah.
What kind of stuff did you have him do to get him so jacked?
You know what's crazy? I tell people all the time, like, there's no new information out there. Like everyone thinks there's like this, like if you take this pill, if you do zone 2, if you get a mask, if you get like, it's like, bro, like, yeah. Like, cause if all the programs were good and all the workouts worked, then everybody who just did the thing would be in great shape and phenomenal, and, you know, be heart disease wouldn't be a thing. But like, in terms of like how to navigate it, like people would be having more success. But in reality, it's like, it really comes down to programming. Like, I think I recognize as a coach that like what I can bank my hat on is programming. Like if I have enough information and data in terms of like the profile of person I'm dealing with. So like, you know, he did a really good job of having like his blood work done, knowing what he was allergic to, knowing like his glucose levels and like his heart rate and like all that stuff, like the data, he would just give it to me. And I'm like, I bet. So this is what we got to do. We had this one device where like it would basically, you know, those devices that tell you like your glucose is high, so you should do this.
Right.
Your not your cortisone levels, but what's the other one? I forget. But it's like basically it tells you what type of workout you should do in that moment based upon like how your
recovery and stuff.
Yeah. So we would use that a lot.
Nice.
But for the most part, man, like he was doing a lot of zone 2, some threshold work. And yeah, I was talking about strength training. I think what people don't understand about bodybuilders is that bodybuilders are great at periodization. Like they know from volume to load to like range of motion and like joint angles. Like they understand how to how to attack tissue in every way possible to get like a very singular like outcome. Right. So for me, it was like his role is to be like this big like gorilla, like kind of like strong like figure. I'm not about to like try to cut 30 pounds off of you. Like that's just crazy. Like just get you bigger. Like let's make you big. Like I know some people are like, oh, well, I'm like, bro, no. You supposed to look like a silverback, big, you know what I mean? Colossal like individual. All right, let's get bigger. So, you know, it was funny because I think everyone, oh, what you eat? What's your diet? What do you gotta do? And it's like that stuff matters. Like it does. Like if you eat Chick-fil-A at 3 a.m, I don't know. But at the same time, it's like, you got to get in the gym, bro.
Yeah.
You got to get in the gym. You got to look at 100-pound dumbbells and say, make them heavier. You know, you got to look at like, I would say the typical program per movement, you probably get, in terms of like hypertrophy, you probably want to hit like 60 reps. I'd be like, let's get 100. I want 100, like our volume.
Per movement?
Yeah. Like I wasn't playing.
That's a ton.
Yeah. He was drenched. And now, I was mindful that I didn't want him to get hurt because rule number 1 is don't get hurt.
Yeah.
Rule number 2 is follow rule number 1. And I would say what I recognized that like we had to change like joint angles just for like safety purposes, but also, you know, you change the angle of a joint, you attach or attack or stimulate a different head or area of the tissue. Right. That was important. But also like, load. Like every day he wasn't lifting, 80, 90% of his 1 rep max. We used to stay within like that 50 to like 75% range.
Just a ton of reps.
Yeah, but he was tired.
Damn.
He was tired. And I want to say on the days where
I'm tired just thinking about it.
Yeah. I mean, we had some long sessions, man. Like we were leaning in. But that's what you got to do.
Yeah.
Like it's not like he's training for a role and like he's going to wear his clothes and you're not really going to see his physique. Like my job was to not just like get him in shape for that role, but also like there's a lot of stunts and fight scenes and jumping off this and jumping off that. He was doing a lot of wild shit. And my job is to make sure that like all this stuff, when you're on set and you jumping off, there was a scene that he jumps at. Oh, you didn't see it, but there's a scene where he jumps off like almost like a bridge. It's a good like a few hundred feet down into water. And he's got to swim. And it's like,
don't they have stunt doubles for that?
Yeah, they did. But like what I learned in Hollywood is that the guy who like it's always better when talent does it. Like it's less time. You ain't got to reshoot a bunch of shit.
Right.
It's like if talent's okay to do it, fuck it, do it. If you don't want to do it, cool. But there are moments where like if talent does it, like it's the best outcome.
Yeah.
So I say that to say, but there's people on that set who got hurt. I think my job is like, for as great as I want him to look, I want him to be safe. I want him to be bulletproof. If he falls off of something, if he slips, if he gets hurt, if I don't know, like he just bumps something, that like he is indestructible.
Yeah.
And I think like mission accomplished, because it's not so much about just getting him in shape. they put these actors through a lot on set, and I would argue that like there's no one really there to advocate for them. Like if they want you to do something, everybody's kind of looking at you like, you gonna do it?
Dang, that's intimidating.
Yeah, it can be. It can be on set. Like that's why like a lot of like the higher paid, more notable actors have like infrastructure around. They have a team. They have an agent. They have a lawyer. They got an assistant. They have all these people to make sure that they're protected within this bubble. Because when you're on set, you're not a priority. The priority is getting the shot.
Yeah,
we're gonna do whatever we need to do to get the shot. So like, get the fuck up, get out the way. Next, like, so yeah, man. My job, like, I was his trainer. But more importantly than that, like my job was to keep him safe. And it was to ensure that what we were doing in the weight room transferred over to a level of like functional indestructibility. They go to trainer word I made up just now. But yeah, transferred
trademark
over. Exactly, right? Like USPT, whatever .org or some shit. But yeah, it did that. So that was cool. I think it challenged me because we're in a hotel gym. Like we're not at like some private like boutique like exclusive. We were in a hotel gym like everybody else
for the whole training.
Yeah, they had a gym on set, but the thing about schedules is when you get on set, you're on set. You gotta get your hair, you gotta get your makeup, you gotta do all this shit. Like mic you up and do all the things. It's like, bro, I don't got time for this. Like now I've been on set for 6 hours of a day. You want him to go to this gym over here on this part like this, you want to go back to his room, bro.
Yeah.
So
have you ever trained like that yourself, like that more bodybuilding style, just to like get massive?
I have.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely leaned into it before. I don't know. For me, it was like I just wanted to see what I look like. Like, I was like, I just want to see how this
Who
goes.
just want to be huge?
Who doesn't want to be jacked? I mean, for me, like I've never had any like issues with I've always liked my own body, but I think I've always just been curious. Like, I wonder if I do curls as much as these guys do curls, will I look like them?
Yeah. You're just curious.
Yeah. But I think what I learned was, again, it's like the difference between bodybuilders and let's say other athletes is that their outcome or the goal is about aesthetics. We're going to do whatever we need to do to this tissue to get it to look a certain way, period. As an athlete, relative to like competitive sport that's movement based and not aesthetic based, it's like, oh, I have to be able to do this and move in this practice. And I think when I was training like a bodybuilder, I felt stiff as fuck. I just felt tight. I felt wound up. Like I just felt like, ugh. And then I think the eating component of it was just like, I didn't have time for it. Like I'm cool.
Yeah.
Like if I see grilled chicken and broccoli one more time, I'm gonna fight somebody. Like get out of my face with these little rice cakes, bro. I want bread.
Yeah.
Like, real bread.
I like food too much to train like that.
Yeah, it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work.
And I like being functional.
Yeah.
I think for longevity purposes,
yeah,
the athletic style of training is probably better.
Yeah.
Because it's how people move.
Yeah, I feel like I do know there's studies out there that talk about like as you age and bone density decreases, like traditional strength training is great for you.
Right.
But at the same time, it's like I don't know a bodybuilder, especially the ones who competed, who doesn't have a level of who didn't at times have an unhealthy relationship with food.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know any. Like everyone that I know who was a bodybuilder who competed, it was, their relationship with food at times could get really dark. And I think it just took a lot of joy out of it for me. It just wasn't fun. That's not, I don't enjoy starving myself or like limiting my calories. It's like, bro, I'm hungry. I want to eat.
Yeah.
You know?